Well, a very good evening to each and every one of you, and welcome to this week's episode of Your Manchester. I thought I'd accentuate a little bit there. How are we all, my loves? What a week it's been. It's still quite warm and close here in Manchesterford, but nevertheless, we have got a show for you. So have a little sipette on your wine, everybody. Have a little relaxation, because on tonight's show, we are bringing you the one and only Harriet Thorpe. We've got Alexis Gregory, everybody. And we're also talking to Emily Tierney from the upcoming musical Identical, which is twins, basically. For those that are my age, you might remember the Hayley Mills version back in 1961. What a week it's been, though, everybody. The football came home with the women, not the men. They've not managed to conquer that one just yet, have they? Says everything, doesn't it? So yeah, 2-1 to us, everybody. 2-1 to us. And a little bit later on, we have a live report from that wonderful stadium itself, and that'll be coming your way very, very, very soon. In the meantime, though, let us speak to our very first guest, the absolute legend, everybody, that is known as Harriet Thorpe. How are you, my love, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, darling. All the better for seeing you and being here.
I mean, I've got you back on because you just seem to be doing more and more and more.
Darling, anyone who'll pay me, I'm there, you know.
I know that feeling very, very well, but probably doing a different job to you, to be completely honest. I've got to ask then, what is this wonderful, wonderful Keep Calm and Carry On all about?
Well, I can't give too much away, darling, but it's a wonderful sort of mockumentary story of families, and it's absolutely hysterical and heavenly. And I play a mature mother, obviously, who's a little bit self-important, so it's a big departure for me, obviously. And it's hysterical. It's so funny.
And it's classed as a mockumentary. Is this right?
Yeah. Yes, darling, a mockumentary.
What is a mockumentary? It's a new one to me, this.
Documentary, but it's funny.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't expect anything less.
As it's taking the piss, mocking things, you know. It's
yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there a thread of story to this then?
Oh, absolutely, darling, loads. But it's about family and how all the complications and the difficulties with children, with grandmothers and mothers. That would be me. And no,
it sounds fantastic. And we must talk about the success of your chat show, which is the Wonderbirds. I mean, that started off, I think, during lockdown, and it's gone from strength to strength.
It is. It was an idea that Debbie Arnold had and just got us together. And then myself, Sherry Hewson and Dee Anderson, and Debbie, and we got together and we chatted, and we thought, well, this might be a fun chat show. And I came up with the idea and the name Wonderbirds because Dee's mum and dad created Thunderbirds. And I thought, well, here's a few old birds talking a load of old bollocks. Let's...
It's like a funny version of Loose Women, which was really mess up Sherry Hewson because she's part of Loose Women as well. So, I mean, she's bringing her skills to you, I guess.
Absolutely has. She's a sensation. We all just have a huge laugh, you know. And but also, I just want to say, I'm doing Panto in Stafford this year. Just saying, not that far.
Are you? Who are you playing? Because we went to our first Panto launch yesterday. It all seems to be like ingraining upon us now. Who are you playing?
Well, normally I only play psychotic women. You know that. But I'm playing the fairy godmother. But I think she might have a side to her. You never know.
Oh, and who are you in that with then?
Oh, darling, just a load of darlings. I call everyone darling because it's darling.
Yes, it's true. It's very true indeed. You seem to be doing a lot at the moment over on your socials with, I mean, you do the food and the cooking and everything as well on the all the Instagram and everything. TikTok as well. Are you all over TikTok?
I am on TikTok, darling, and the graphic is 11 to 15, and I'm obviously barely 30, #65, but I'm there, dear. And I'm making like a 1970s mock souffle and salmon mousse, as a for instance. And I got like 120,000 likes. I mean, dear.
But I've tried some of these recipes and they're really working out really well.
Yes, darling. I know. I'm very proud.
Yeah. And where does all the recipe ideas come from?
Well, they're mostly my mum and my grandma's, the things that we have in families. You know how you have stuff that
Yeah.
childhood, and not that I'm that old, of course, in the 60s and 70s, but it's just that, really. It's just fun, or things that inspire you. I've got an apple tree, so I thought, well, I might as well cook the bloody thing. So made some apple crumbly whatever. You do.
And what got you into TikTok then? Because I don't know nothing. It's the one social thing that I can't deal with. Why
Darling,
TikTok?
You would be brilliant. Why not? Just say yes. Do
Yeah.
you remember when your grandparents went, oh, I don't know how to work the video thing? You think, we can't be like that, darling. Get on it.
Yeah. I'd have to give it. I wouldn't know where to begin, though. How did you start with it? Did you have any help?
Yes, darling. I have a son, obviously, and a daughter. My son helps with it. My daughter dresses me, and my son just pushes me. I beg you.
So you're basically sorted for life then?
Loan him out for a fee, so he can get you on TikTok. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah. I'll be on to him. So we've got so much going on. We've got Keep Calm and Carry On. We've got the Wonderbirds. When's the Wonderbirds on? Tell everybody when that's on.
Well, we've got August off, but then it's every Tuesday and Friday.
Wow.
On Facebook at 4:30.
That's a commitment. We do once a week, and it's enough for me. I tell you, once a week.
I've got naff all else to do, dear. So I'm happy.
Well, clearly you're basically full until forever by the looks of things.
I think yes. Yeah.
Are you still in touch with Miss Saunders?
Of course. I went to the first night of Sister Act, which was an absolute sensation. We were at drama school together. We're great pals and have known each other for 40 years. I'm godmother to her eldest child, who is also an adult. But, we're just great pals, and that never changes because it was way before anything, and she's the most generous, wonderful, amazing friend.
Amazing. We've tried getting her on the show a few times, and she's just unavailable to us, unfortunately. She did Sister Act, though. What a riot, though.
Oh, I cannot tell you. It is absolutely sensational. Leslie Joseph is in it as well. Absolutely beyond brilliant. I mean, I can't tell you. Every single person is a sensation.
They are indeed. Well, thank you very much, Harriet Thorpe, for your wonderful, wonderful insight into life. And do check out all the baking goods that she fully does. I don't know how you manage to do them so fast or have the patience for it, to be honest. And of course, Wonderbirds, Keep Calm and Carry On. And you just basically, never mind Keep Calm and Carry On, you're keeping busy, which is an amazing, wonderful thing to do. And thank you so much for being part of our show today. Thank you very much, Harriet.
Thank you, darling. And I'm thrilled you asked me. And I'm here anytime. Just call.
Thank you, darling. Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye, darling.
Bye-bye. Amazing. You ready? Camera change. Vroom. There we go. How's about that then, boys and girls? All right, there's still loads more to come your way on this week's episode of Your Manchester. In just a few minutes' time, we are going to be talking to Mr. Alex. I'm sweating. It is warm in here. We're going to be talking to Alex from the Outrageously Riot Act, coming your way very, very soon. In the meantime, let's have a little bit of this.
It's Jo Britton in your sculpting coach for another minute of Mojo. I will be absolutely honest with you. My Mojo has been up and down like a flipping yo-yo. I felt like I need a fast car and some Botox. I feel like I've been having a midlife crisis, or that's what I've been telling myself on the run up to a significant milestone of a birthday that I have just celebrated. And I've been questioning everything. My purpose, the meaning of life. How has life passed me by so fast? And what have I accomplished? Now, you may not be my age having a midlife crisis, but there may be things that mean that you feel like your Mojo cup is draining at times. Here's what I've been doing to help myself. I'm actually reframing this to a midlife review rather than a crisis. And it means that I'm going to set some purposeful and meaningful goals for the next 5 years. Give it a go if you're ever stuck. Reframe the situation or the thought to something else. I'll be back next time for another minute of Mojo. In the meantime, come and connect with me on my Instagram page, jobritton.mojo.
Well, there was a show that first started out on the West End as a little outing, and now it is touring. It's been touring for a little while now. Please welcome my next guest, Mr. Alexis Gregory. How are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I don't look like I'm. There we go. Thank you. How are we? I mean, tell our viewers what this show is all about.
So, Riot Act is my solo verbatim show. So it's created entirely out of my interviews with these three extraordinary guys, one of the only remaining Stonewall survivors, a radical drag artist from the 1970s, and a 1990s AIDS activist. That's Michael, Lavinia, and Paul. And I interviewed these three guys, and I turned their words into three monologues. And I played the three characters, I channel them, and I channel 6 decades of queer history with it.
6 decades. How do you go about collating that into a performance?
It's hard. You have to be really brutal with the material. You have to really think and think with your put your dramatist's hat on and go, what's surprising? Where are the shocks? Where are the laughs? Where is the information that people don't already know? How can I make sure I don't just tell them things that they know about Stonewall or that they know about AIDS? And yeah, it was a tough call, but each monologue's about 25 minutes long. And as you said, I've been touring this show all over the country, but we're now doing the online digital dates, one of which is at the gallery.
What I don't understand is how you've managed to turn these very delicate, I suppose is the right word, stories, and infuse them with both poignancy and hilarity. How do you go about, fine tuning it so it works perfect for the performance?
I guess I was shaping the interviews as I did them. So Paul, who is a writer, could see what I was doing. I was saying, tell me more about that. That's really interesting. That's really surprising. Let's go back. I need to know more about that part of your life. And it is a sensitive thing to do. These guys were so brave. They gave me their lives. And I have to have a lot of respect for them for that. And they put themselves in really vulnerable positions. And not only did they give me their lives, but they let me run with it. I don't really impersonate the three guys. I bring my own spin to the performance. I don't say the lines in the way they necessarily said them to me when I was interviewing them. So it becomes something else. It becomes a theatrical performance and a theatrical experience for the audience.
And how is this delivered then on stage? In what way we're looking at this?
So when I do the show live, it's just me on one spot and I barely move. So I stand still and I basically use my voice and my body to bring these three characters' lives to the stage. And I say it's about Stonewall and radical drag and AIDS activism, but I actually follow each guy from that pivotal moment in their life. For example, with Michael being 17 on the night of the riots in 1969, to following him to being a 70-year-old gay man. So I follow his life in 25 minutes as well. And hear, for example, what he has to say about the younger queer community. And
what does he have to say?
It's actually quite a standout moment in the show. People always talk about it. And he says, know your history, know your rights, know what we did so that you can stand on a float with your ass out and not get arrested. That's what he says. He says, when you see an older senior gay person in a bar, go and say hello, talk to them.
Because of the history, I suppose, isn't there?
Yeah. And it's a real punch in the face for the audience when I do it, because the way that I perform it, it's not necessarily how Michael did it, but I make it very defiant and it's very fiery and the audience is shocked. So it's a real roller coaster, this show. It truly is. And
it sounds very, very clever. I actually don't think in the years that I've been doing this interviewing that I've come across a story that's been able to capture it on so many levels. It's an onion within itself, this performance, isn't it?
It is. And the amazing thing about it is that I have people who come back and see it 5 or 6 times and they find new things in it all the time. And we don't just talk about Stonewall, radical drag, AIDS activism. There's a moment where you find out about one of the characters being at school and being dropped by their friend because the family found out that, this character was gay and they said, you shouldn't really play with that boy. We think there's something going on there. And all these little fragments of their lives come to the stage. And because I've been performing it since 2018, I constantly find new things in it too, even though I created it. So it's constantly evolving. the show itself is growing, and how we present it and share it with audiences is growing. So this is our hybrid tour where I have been performing around the country. I was at Bolton Octagon. That was the last time I was up in Manchester a couple of months ago. But now we have a screen version, which is really a film meets theatre. We're pushing, you talk about the layers of the onion, we're going even further and creating something quite new that people can watch at home. It's not just a recording of the show, it's a very separate experience.
And how do people get hold of this digital version of your performance?
So I'm just checking here to make sure I get the website right on my little iPad that's got 3 of me on it there. Maybe
very good. Yes, I think I'm looking at the same thing. Yes.
So I'm up on the Lowry website. So the Lowry is hosting the Riot Act digital screening from the 22nd of August to the 27th of August. And you can buy tickets now, and it's on demand. And I worked really hard with my director, Ricky Beadle-Blair, who's got quite a following in Manchester as well, and the amazing cinematographers, Mambros, and the lighting designer in Hackney Empire. And I perform this show in an empty theatre. Normally it seats 1,500 people, but it was me and a minimal crew at the height of the COVID lockdown, filming this version of the show that people can watch like they're watching this now on their laptop, on their device, even on their phone. And so it becomes this very intimate conversation between the 3 characters and whoever's watching at home.
Well, it sounds fantastic. And we definitely need to make sure everybody gets onto the Lowry website to make sure they get this very, I think I just want to say it again, very, very clever.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor and a joy to perform it and to travel around the country when I do the live performances and meet people who say, I didn't know this. I thought I knew about queer culture, but I've learned something else. Or people who say, this reminds me of all the friends I lost in the late 80s. Parents who bring their young 15, 16-year-old queer kids who are coming out, and the parents want to support them and link them into their history. It's been the most extraordinary experience doing it. I'm so glad I can share it in this way now.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Alex Gregory there, everybody. Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, then, everybody. It's time for a little sponsor announcement. Here we go.
They say that summer camp can change you, and if you survive, then you go home a different person from the one who first arrived. If I became you, became me, became you, then my greatest wish can come true. Now I've become you, see you
Well, Identical, a brand new musical based on The Parent Trap, written by Eric Katzner, is heading to the Lowry. Now, you may remember this from the film that starred Hayley Mills back in 1961. But to talk to us now is one of the cast members of this brand new musical, Emily Tierney. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Have you
I'm
watched
good,
the film with Hayley Mills?
Of course, do you know what? I actually grew up with my mum watching. My mum had watched the Hayley Mills film. That was her childhood. So I remember watching that with her when I was really young. And then when the Lindsay Lohan film came out, I was obsessed, and it was one of my favorite films as a kid.
So for those that don't know, then, what is the story of this show?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but basically it's all about identical twins. And there's a set of identical twins who were separated at birth, and the parents took one each. And then 12 years later, they go to a summer camp where they meet up, freak out because they've got the same face, put 2 and 2 together and work out they were born on the same day in the same hospital, and then foil a plan to swap lives. And one comes back to me, the one that I didn't have, and the other one goes back to the father, and they swap places and then try to orchestrate getting our family back together. So
By
Yes.
its very nature, twins, when you think of twins in a musical, you instantly think of blood brothers. It's not as gloomy and doomy as that, is it?
No, it's a lot more happy. It's a lot more. It's got so much heart. And what's so lovely about it is the book, the original book, which our production is based on, was written after the war, and it was all about bringing a family back together and healing. And it was a hugely popular story because the world had just been through a massive world war. And I think it's really nice that coming out of this like pandemic, which has been so polarizing, and we're living in quite crazy times at the moment, that we're kind of bringing this really lovely story that has so much heart and is all about healing and family and joy and all of that. So I think it's definitely not quite as gloomy and sad as Blood Brothers.
Well, that's good. So what type of music is in this? Obviously it's a new musical. What type of genre of music are we leaning towards with this then?
Well, we are very, very lucky that Styles and Drew, who are highly esteemed musical theatre writers in this country, they wrote all the music for the stage version of Mary Poppins, Half a Sixpence, Just So, Honk, all of these amazing musicals that we have. They've written an original score for this. And I keep having to pinch myself because I think it's such a kind of once in a career job to get to work on a brand new British musical with a brand new score. And the music, some of it sounds like you're in a Disney film. It's beautiful, kind of lyrical British musical theatre. And I think you'll definitely come out humming some of the songs. Everyone I've had in who's seen the show so far says they're still singing the songs. So they're proper earworms. They're really, really lovely, catchy tunes.
So what's the 11 o'clock number then? Because normally with these shows, they have a big number in the second act. What's that for us for this then?
Well, I'm actually very lucky because I get to sing it. There's a song called Identical, the title song, and that's kind of the one I think people are going away really not being able to get out of their heads. And it's the kind of defining moment of the show when my character realizes that they've swapped places. And it's a hugely emotional kind of ballad that turns into this really kind of driving, exciting, 11 o'clock number. So I'm very lucky I get to sing that every night. And I was actually saying last night to a friend of mine, I grew up singing Styles and Drew songs in auditions and when I was at drama school. And I feel like the songs in this show are now going to be the songs that the next generation sing at drama school, which is really exciting.
It is very exciting. What must be really exciting for you, though, is the fact that you're working with so many different sets of twins in this. I mean, not just twins. You've also got animals in it as well. I mean
what
everything.
do they say? Never work with children and animals. And we've got about 50 kids in the show because we have obviously 3 sets of identical twins, which is no mean feat to find 3 sets of extremely talented identical twins. It's quite niche. Obviously in the film, Lindsay Lohan played both of them. Hayley Mills played both of them. We can't do that on the stage. So we've got 3 sets of amazing identical twins, and they're all really different. We're back in rehearsals today. We had our big opening night because we're putting our 3rd set of twins in this week. And we also have about 50 other children who are in the show. We have dogs. We've got it all.
As an actress, then, when you're working with different cast on a regular basis, does that affect how you portray your character?
Do you know what? It's really interesting because I've never done a show where you're playing opposite different leading ladies the whole time. Every night we have a different set of twins on. And I will never not be on my toes. Let's put it that way. I think you have to, because everybody responds differently to lines. Obviously, the script is the same, but you have to be ready for lines to be delivered to you in a different way. People take different pauses. Everything can change because obviously we have these 3 different sets of leading ladies. Myself and James, who plays the father, we definitely will be kept on our toes in this run. But it's also really nice because it keeps it really fresh for us.
It sounds like it's going to be one of them. It sounds like it's going to be one of them very exciting musicals, and we're going to be lucky enough to cover this in a few weeks. It's arriving here on the 19th of August into the Lowry. Are you ready for it? Whereabouts is rehearsals at the moment?
So we've opened the show in Nottingham. We had our press night last night. We've got some lovely reviews, 5 stars in the Telegraph this morning, I see. We've opened last night here in Nottingham. We're still rehearsing because it's a new show and obviously things change all the time when you're putting on a new musical, and we also have to put in different sets of twins and that sort of thing. And then we come to the Lowry, I think, in 2 weeks' time and rehearse for a week there with lots more children, because we've got lots of local kids from Manchester who are going to be in the show. And then we open at the Lowry, and I'm so excited because I haven't been back at the Lowry since I was there with Wicked.
Yeah.
About 6 years ago, I think. And it's one of my favourite theatres. So I'm really excited to come back.
It's a beautiful theatre, and the people are going to just, I think, embrace this majorly. In a nutshell, why should people come and watch this brand new musical?
Because it will give you a lovely evening of entertainment. It will hopefully make you laugh and cry. I think Trevor, our director, Sir Trevor Nunn.
Sir Trevor Nunn?
I know, clang.
Hey, name drop.
He's just, I mean, how often do you get to work with Sir Trevor Nunn on a new British musical? We're so lucky. But his main objective was to make people laugh and cry at the same time with, emotion and joy. And I really, looking out at all the faces at the end of the show and people with just tears streaming down their faces but laughing, I think we've really achieved that. And I think if you want to come to the theatre and feel something and also just have a lovely, happy evening of escapism, then hopefully this show will be for you.
Well, people are already talking about this as the next big thing. So fingers crossed for you and the entire team in Identical, the musical, coming to the Lowry on the 19th of August. Book now, everybody. For now, though, Emily, thank you so much for your time. Pleasure speaking to you as always. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Hayley, and welcome to On the Box, and I'm here from Wembley, la 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 la, and it's the Golden Winners.
Oh, what a week. Oh, absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? England actually won. We won the Euros. I do have to say, I haven't watched a lot of telly this week because I've been focusing mainly on the Commonwealth besides the football. And the Commonwealth because I absolutely love athletics, swimming, diving competitions, gymnastics, etc. Hannah Dodd, for those of you who love Bridgerton like me, Hannah Dodd has taken over the role of Francesca because Ruby Stokes is not joining the cast for the third series. She's actually starring in Lockwood and Co. Fans of The Witcher, you'll be pleased to know that filming has started up again after a few weeks pause because of COVID. And also, if you're a fan of the 90s film The Craft, and if you're not, why not? Because it's amazing. Do watch The Craft Legacy, the sequel. That is on Netflix. It's absolutely brilliant and it's a real easy watch and you'll love it. That's it from me. I shall catch you next time. And remember, stronger together. Bye.
There we go. That's what's on the box. And we saw her there at the football stadium as well. She does the most masculine things at times. She really, really does. I tell you what, there is a beautiful pantomime that we were lucky enough to have a little insight to earlier this week over at the Stockport Plaza, everybody. The Stockport Plaza. We sent our Caroline, because she is basically the queen of Stock Vegas, to check out Cinderella over at the Plaza.
I'm a little bit excited because I'm here at the Plaza Theatre in Stockport. I'll give it its full title, the Plaza Variety Theatre and Super Cinema in Stockport for the launch of Cinderella.
You're watching Your Manchester.
Panto time, get all the kids excited, get everyone in the festive spirit, what it's all about.
Oh, tell them what you want. You want a gang, don't you?
I want a gang, so I want as many people to come to the Plaza this Christmas to help Cinderella get to the ball. She always runs away from the ball, she'd never make the England women's team.
You should definitely come watch this pantomime, it's going to be amazing, the theatre is amazing, the cast is amazing, and yeah, it'll be one not to miss.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really. And I'm curtsying to you, but I must curtsy to the Prince. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Not
nice to
too
meet
bad.
you.
I think I've come over all unnecessary. Anyway, my name's Caroline Whitehead.
Nice.
For Your Manchester, have you got a message for our Your Manchester viewers?
Hello, your Manchester viewers. You should come to this pantomime. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The theatre is huge and beautiful. The cast is amazing. The costumes, as you can see, are beautiful.
Can we have a twirl?
Absolutely.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Come along.
Oh, that's fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, right, don't get me in this shot because she's gorgeous. Just get Cinderella in this shot. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. Is this your first pantomime?
This is my first pantomime, so I'm very excited to be doing it here. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous venue, and the wonderful cast are so lovely as well, so I'm excited to work with them.
Right, well, I'm going to tell them to look after you because it's your first panto.
Yes, please.
And welcome to Stockport.
Thank you so much. I've never been to Stockport before, it's my first time, so...
Oh, you've got a treat in store.
Right, I'm here with fairy godmother Cheryl Ferguson.
Hello.
Hello.
Lovely to
I'm
see you.
so excited to be here again, back at the plaza here at Stockport. It's brilliant. Do you know what? The people are so lovely. Everybody is so wonderful. The theatre's great. Ted Donner's amazing and his team, and people of Stockport and surrounding areas, Manchester, fantastic.
Did you see them? Did you see Cinderella? Did you see the handsome prince? Oh my goodness. And the wonderful costumes. It's going to be awesome. Come to the Plaza Theatre, December the 8th. That's the launch of the Cinderella pantomime for this Christmas. I know it's a bit warm at the moment, but I am so in the festive mood. This is Caroline Whitehead for Your Manchester at the Stockport Plaza Variety Theatre and Super Cinema.
Hello my lovely weather watchers and welcome to this week's weather forecast with me, Paul Rudd. We've had plenty of rain, but you know what, the gardens have needed it, haven't they? And this week we will have some warm, muggy nights, so you'll get all hot and sticky in bed. Chances be a fine thing. Let's check out this week's weather. Here are the details. Thursday is looking sunny and cloudy with rain with the temperatures of 17 degrees Celsius. Friday is looking sunny and cloudy with the temperatures of 17 degrees Celsius. And as we approach the weekend's weather right now, Saturday is looking cloudy with the temperatures of 18 degrees Celsius. And Sunday is looking sunny and cloudy with the temperatures of 19 degrees Celsius. So be good, stay safe. And now it's time to hand over back to the studio for this week's brilliant episode of Your Manchester.
There we go. Well, the weather's going to be all right, and that's lovely. We know there's a panto coming up. We also know that next week on the programme, hosted by Caroline Whitehead, we are going to be bringing you Pooches with Pride. Yes, and also talking Black History Month as well, as Home launches their new festival about Black History Month. So that's all coming up for you next week. Until then, though, make sure you check us out on the 17th, everybody, as we go absolutely, literally live from Coronation Street. That's coming your way on the 17th of this month. Till then, though, thanks for watching this week's episode of Your Manchester.